Hi again.
Times 2.
Times 2.
Technology is so annoying today. It's like Mercury in retrograde or some other kind of like cosmic something. I'm just going to move this over.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like really,
Of course.
otherwise I'm going to have to like sit in Ben's lap to do.
Hi.
It's so annoying.
Okay.
Oh my God, hold on. Sorry. My hand.
We're trying. This comes on the heels of Olivia trying to do something
Take
else.
2, exactly.
Tech. And that's our plan. So if it goes dark, you just go back to the channel page and there'll be another live thing, okay?
That's right.
So
I'm still adjusting. Sorry, we're going to get it right. Oh gosh. I just did the wipers.
That's a Harper. Also, can you be seen or you need to go over?
Yes, I can see. Y'all, they can see. Just calm down.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Okay,
everybody.
one more time. Okay. We're here.
We're here.
Hey, guys. There's so many of you. Hello again. Oh, my gosh. Amazing. So we were telling the story of why there's no Harper and no Boo Eats back there.
Yes, so we really, hi from Canada. Did I redo my hair? I got my hair cut yesterday. I didn't, yes, was it yesterday? No, Wednesday. Yes, that was yesterday. Oh my gosh. Guys. Yes, I got my hair cut. I cut off like, it's just below my shoulders. I don't know if y'all can see. It's also wet from SoulCycle, so don't judge what it looks like. But I do my roots myself because I have my hair is balayaged. I don't know if it's hard to see in the car, but my hair is really, the bottom of it is really blonde. Maybe you can see the top is really dark. So it's like, it's not really even ombre. So I get all that hand painting done. And then the thing that's so lovely about balayage or ombre or whatever you want to call it is that as it grows out really naturally, which I love. So I don't, because I mean, keeping up with blonde hair, those of you blondes out there, y'all know like how challenging it can be and how often you have to go. So I'd rather have something that's darker at the roots so I can just do root kits on my roots. That was a lot of answer to your question.
That was good.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
What is happening? Somebody, if y'all are still there, why is it very bad connection considering that?
Must not be us.
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear us?
Can anybody hear us?
Hello.
Can anybody hear us?
Hello.
Say hi if you can hear us.
Just gonna wait just a minute.
Oh, they can hear us.
Oh, good.
Chris W. Awesome. Thank you guys. Hi. Perfect.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
We'll tell you every time we get a very bad connection notice.
Perfect.
We'll call roll.
Yeah, we'll do roll call. Perfect. Okay, so anyways, we're going to Target. Harper, he's done actually really good today, but like he had already been to like dinner. When I was in class, they went and had dinner. They went to Barnes & Noble. There was a little bit of a tantrum.
He didn't want to leave Barnes & Noble.
He didn't want to leave, so we just let Boo Eats. Boo Eats is my mother, by the way, for those of you who are kind of new to our vlogs. My mother is Harper's grandma, obviously. And we always come up with different names for our grandparents. Like my grandparents are Lala and Bonpa, or were. They're passed away now. And then my other grandparents were Mimi and Papa, which is not super different, but
Mimi.
I mean, so we wanted to continue kind of that tradition with my mom, and we've called my mom, me and my siblings, we've called my mom Boo Eats. It's kind of like an inside joke that we've called her Boo Eats for years and years and years. And like then when she years ago she wanted to be called Gigi, which stands for gorgeous grandmother, like G period. But once she finally, oh cool, Heather Nathanson, her mom is Gigi. But then my mom was like, I feel like now everybody's a Gigi because you know it only took us 17 years to have a baby. So we were just like, I was like, I think you should be called Boo Eats. Like, oh, Catherine said, oh, okay. Anyway, so that's why we decided to call her Boo Eats. So it just seemed like that was natural.
Yeah, and that was a question in one of the comments earlier today. So
oh,
that
great. That worked out good. Catherine said she bought the mascara that I had recommended, and it was super clumpy. I only use the waterproof, so I don't know. I'm sure the formula is a little bit different in the regular. I don't know. I don't find it clumpy. However, if you're not used to like a really volumizing mascara, it puts a lot on the lashes. What I would recommend is if you go to like, or even on like on Amazon, just get a pack. And I have these anyways, and I do it almost every time I do my mascara. I put on, no matter what I'm using, I get those little disposable spoolies, you know, that you can get on Amazon, and I just like go through and like comb through the lashes after I put the mascara in, just to make sure they're just like nice and long and fluffy. Also, I would recommend also taking the top of the wand and just taking some of the product off if you find like it's pulling out too much product, or it might just be the different. It might be the different formulas between the waterproof and the regular. So, oh, I hate that. But you know, I just to put a disclaimer out there, I don't go for natural looks too much as far as like the makeup is concerned. So it also might be a personal preference. So, oh, I hate that. At least I didn't recommend like a $50 YSL mascara and you hated it. So I know it was probably like.
But she thought, I think she left another comment earlier.
Oh.
She said she thought it might have just been a bad.
Well, and
batch.
that can happen also. I'm sorry, I keep messing with my hair, guys. I know that's super annoying. Oh, cool. Emily really liked it. It's like, oh yeah, if you use a lash primer, that's also, yeah, Catherine, give it another try. Also, know that if you live in a house that has central air, it's going to be like, basically, you know, mascaras, when they get cold, they get very clumpy. And so what I always do, and y'all are gonna be like, what? I used to do this before I went to Biggest Loser because I just had more ample boobage. I used to stick my mascara I would start my face, and I would stick my mascara in my bra in between my boobs, and I would just like do my face. And
wow, I didn't know that.
I used to do that all the time. Anyways, and it was perfect. But now I stick it just like in my lap, like in between my legs, and then I do and it just kind of warms up the product, and I find that helps a lot to keep the product just less thick. I don't know if that will help. So Catherine, try that too. If by some chance it was too thick. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know, y'all. Ben is being extra cheeky these days.
I am not. You're the one that. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That is not true.
Yes.
So we don't have Harper. I don't know if you. Anyway, we're going to Target to buy all the stuff and everything. So
yeah.
we left him watching cars with his boobies.
I mean, you know, we all learn something new every day. You know.
So what do we want to do here? Do we want to answer comments, or do we want to answer comments?
Oh yeah, that's really good too. When it's Debbie just suggested, she also puts her mascara in a cup of warm water when it's at the end of its life, which is so true. That always is really, really, really helpful. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but sometimes you can put a drop or two of eye drops, like Vaseline, not Vaseline. Oh god, Visine in your mascara, and it'll extend it for a day or two. But that's only if you're like desperate, like you're like, oh my gosh, my favorite mascara, I can't. And if you have eye drops around, it'll also like thin it out a little bit. But that only lasts for like a day or so. But yeah, so why don't we just do like a few questions here? So type your question in the comments and we can answer them. But then if it gets to the point where it's going too fast, I'm behind watching the vlogs. Which mascara are you talking about? Oh, Robin, it's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. It's in a pink aluminum kind of tube. And it's sometimes you can find it like in the actual, I think it's limited edition. They have like a little separate stand for it. So look for a display. Or sometimes, like I've seen it in my Dwayne Reed, actually in the L'Oreal mascara section, like on a little thing, like where they keep the regular mascara. So I'm praying that it's like not limited edition. So that's what I was talking about. It's great. I love it so much.
I do remember a comment that we'll answer first while you're getting your questions ready here. As a matter of fact, if you left one in the comments, why don't you can put it here too, but Anyway, Emily had asked. They watched the documentary "What the Health," and she was wondering. They really encourage a vegan lifestyle, and so anyway, she just had questions about that and about what do we think about that. We know Bob has done more of that now that he's not a vegan by any stretch of the imagination, but he since his heart attack. I thought that was a good question.
It's a good question. I know right now everybody is super, 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 super into that documentary, What the Health. Have y'all? I'm sure everybody's heard. It's like it's like the new like Forks Over Knives, like whatever that really like talks about like just how when you eat too much, when you can eat too much animal like protein, like they're just a lot. It's just hard on the body, blah, 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 whatever. So a lot of people are really. Right now, like I have multiple friends that are like doing not paleo, what did I say? Like going vegan. And I definitely want to I want to start adding like at least 2 meatless days into my week, like and just do, because I know I eat too much animal protein. I mean, I'll own that. I just do. I eat a lot, and I think what it does is it ends up like forcing you to eat more vegetables. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like I think the thing. Whatever. Yeah, Tracy was saying a lot of people are doing keto, which is lots of people are doing that, which is a higher fat. Like lots of protein.
Wouldn't that be the opposite?
That's that is 100% opposite.
100% opposite of what we're talking about.
And in addition to keto, that's where a lot of people who do keto, a keto lifestyle, do intermittent fasting. Here's my opinion about all this. Now, I don't want to step on anybody's feet or about anything or whatever.
Hey, if your thing's working for you, you go for it.
That's the thing. You got to know what works best for your lifestyle, for your life. And if going full keto is going to require you to like not be able to have a life and spend all of your time like meal prepping and being really crazy about your diet and stuff, like, and you have children and a job, and like maybe that's just going to end up being way more stress than like that's a good question. We can answer that ever. So whatever you choose to do, whether it's keto or vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian or low carb, whatever, I think that the biggest thing is that you choose something that you're gonna be able to maintain for the rest of your life, because otherwise then it's just like a little like not that I don't,
or if you're doing a little push like a Whole30, which is like just 30
totally
days,
fine. Yeah, absolutely. Or like the Daniel fast, which is vegan. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's fine, but just know that it's typically those kind of tactics or methods are not for long-term weight loss. Like you may lose some weight, but then if you go back to your regular eating,
and I think the thing is that you do hear people that have had heart issues. Most of the successful ones do some sort of vegan diet. Take Bill Clinton. You could just name them all.
Like Bob has really kind of I don't want to speak for him, but I know that he has done like he's basically adapted like more of a Mediterranean lifestyle, like Mediterranean, like he said that. I mean, that came out of his mouth. Where lots of fish, lots of vegetables, good fats from like nuts, avocado,
but not a lot of red meat.
Not a lot of red meat, not any pork. But he never ate a lot of pork anyways. He was never, like, even when he was doing more of a paleo lifestyle, he for the most part, I mean only eat chicken or fish. Like he wasn't like the kind of paleo where you're just eating like ground beef wrapped in Velveeta and bacon. He was never doing that.
I mean, let's get real. There's no world where that's healthy. If your plan's telling you to eat that, I don't know about that.
I just think it's just too much fat, like too much.
We're kind of here, so I'm going to pull up the chat on this window so we can really see all the things.
Great. That's good. Okay, so somebody just asked about how we resolve conflicts, and that do we ever argue?
No.
Yes, Emily Boyle. I don't know why I keep calling you by your full name. Yes, Emily. It stinks that bacon is so delicious. It makes me sad. Laura, I don't think Velveeta is paleo, but I know that people eat Velveeta on like low carb, so like whatever. We're Heather. We're not driving. We're in a parking lot. We just like stopped, so he's not driving.
No. I just said, if you didn't hear me, I just said we're in the parking lot of Target now, so I can pull up the
I don't.
chat.
There's
no.
He took the Oprah challenge. There is no.
Wow, look at the thumbnail.
What is that?
I don't know. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's this way. Oh, that's your side of your head, your ear.
We'll fix that afterwards. Don't worry.
So, conflict. Do we ever argue?
Yes.
But do we argue very often?
No.
I mean, truly.
Well, we have complementary conflict styles. And when I say this, not that everybody does it, but Olivia's very Italian and get it all out there. I'm very much a listen process. I need a little time. And if you can work those well and not go to the extremes of either one of those, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Where
totally.
you get totally out of control on your personality type and I totally shut down on my side. That's the unhealthy version of our personality. But if you actually will, it works well. If you have two hotheads, that's really, really hard.
Oh, if we had two hotheads, if he was hotheaded like me, I'd be in jail.
Right.
Hands
and
down.
then if you have two people that never say anything, then you're completely shut down.
Yeah.
So not to say that there aren't some people out there in relationships like that, and that's a different thing than our relationship.
Right,
so
totally.
That's a different discussion altogether, a good discussion to have.
Yeah.
But in our particular situation, it just has worked well for us in that regard. Like I said, don't go to the extremes of your personality. What you do is use those to your advantage. So I know to let her have her piece, to let her say it, even if there's things that I go, what? Because when you're in that mode, you say something.
He doesn't ever say that because I'm always right.
Well, that's true. I let her think that. That's how we get
Hey!
But anyway, and then she knows to let me process something.
Yes.
That I'm not just like shutting down all the way, although that's, like I said, that's the unhealthy version. But that I need a chance to think about what she said. I need a chance to think about what I want to say.
Because Ben, and this is like one of the things that like frustrates me the most, not like if we're arguing, but when I hear that he has had like some kind of confrontation or something, like I'm very quick on my feet. Like, so when I'm in an argument with somebody,
Oh yeah, she's good.
I'm great at arguing.
I'm
like,
terrible.
I'm telling you, like I can like literally, I can read somebody up one side and down and hit every point that I want and walk out the door and be like, done. But,
look, Laura's a marriage therapist and she totally endorses this conversation.
but at the same time, and I think I've said this before, one of the best piece of advices I was ever given was from my mother on the night before I got married. My mom told me, she said, your husband is precious and such a gift, and he is your match in every single way possible. However, he loves you so much that he is going to always let you have your way. And this is true about Ben, because Ben also is one of the like most thoughtful, kind. His default mechanism is to think of others before himself, which is so amazing. But also for me, like the temptation is always to like steamroll, like especially when we first got married. Like my mom was like, you cannot steamroll this man. He is your husband. You need to like honor who he is as a person, and you need to cherish his desire to not please me, but his desire to always put you first and be kind and to make sure you're taken care of and whatever. And so that is always like in the back. Like I'm telling you, there have been so many like moments that I'm like, if I'm really upset and I'm just like, I'm about to read him the riot, and I hear my mom say that in my ear like, every time and be like, no.
Thanks, Booey.
No, seriously, but no. Like, what good does it do for me to steamroll not just Ben, but anybody in an argument? And sometimes I'm successful at it, and sometimes I'm like, nope, I'm getting in my steamroller today. We are just going to roll over some people.
We're not perfect. I mean,
No.
nobody's ever perfect. And
No.
you go back and you say, and that's where you have to be open communication. Say, I shouldn't have said that. That was, that was not the right way to do it. That was not helpful.
Right.
I mean, that's just the thing, is that you're never going to be perfect in it. But I will say, if you don't, you want to have opportunity. Your mom actually said this too, I think, back, if you do have to have some arguments, because that also is evidence of passion.
Right.
Because if you just don't ever talk about anything, and that's something my family has struggled with, I would say, not to go in too deep to it because it's not fair to them, but just in the sense of, I come from a place where it's like, let's just not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Well, to your family, which let's talk about it all the time.
Yes. Like sometimes we like have these pacts, like with my siblings, like, okay, we're going home. We're not getting in any kind of arguments, like when we're at home, like, oh my gosh, because like when my family argues, it is really,
gosh, I'll tell you the story.
Ben tells this story all the time. Like,
I think we had just gotten engaged, or we were about to get engaged, or something. You moved in with Hannah.
Just gotten engaged.
They were arguing over this piece of furniture junk, but it was from Bonpa.
It was from my grandfather.
Right, and she was like, "It's gonna be mine," and you were like, "No, it's mine." And it was yours. I knew this.
It was mine.
But I thought they were gonna kill each other. I was like, but,
oh yeah.
But I did think this is it. They're not living together, and they're gonna have to move out. We're gonna have to figure out another thing for her.
Oh no. I mean, we were like screaming at each other,
gosh.
like getting in each other's faces, like screaming about stuff when we were 7. Like, I mean, we were just going for it. And then, we just worked it out and it was over. And Ben brings it up all the time, but like we never.
Well, it was new to me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So for me, my family had never done anything like that because it would never get to that level, which it probably should have gotten to that level some. Because we just didn't want to talk about it as much. On the other hand, there are some times where it doesn't need to be a knockdown drag out for hours and hours upon end. That's not the most productive thing.
I remember when I first went to Ben's house and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing that I know nobody's going to scream at each other. We're just going to have a lovely time.
We're just going to enjoy each other.
And if anything gets crazy, like, I will say one thing that his mom is so good at diffusing a situation when it's going to unnecessarily get escalated. Yeah. Like, if we're going to Target. There's no need to drudge up childhood hurts on the way to Target.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we could do that. Like, everybody, let's just hey, listen, this is getting to a point where we're going to start offending one another, and then we're going to have to, like, deal with that. So let's just, like, everybody, like, take a little step back, and I always, like, appreciated that about Ben's mom. Like, I always thought that was it was smart. Like, she never, like, I feel like she always let, if it was something that needed to come out, she would always let it come out. But, like, they were just like, I mean, sometimes you're just like, we don't need to argue about this. We're just going to disagree, and that's okay.
Yeah. And that's Laura could probably testify to this, but there's a basic counseling conflict, whether it be marriage or is that don't bring other things into the situation. If those things need to be discussed, and you discuss it another time that's not escalated.
Yeah.
That's a very important thing.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and that's just human nature. Oh, you always do this. Why? Blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you're talking about something from 20 years ago that you never resolved. And that's really on you to resolve it in a lot of ways, because
Seriously.
on each other. So that, I think that's a big tip, is just deal with the thing at hand if at all possible.
Absolutely.
I always say just be honest. And just say, hey, I'm bringing lots of other stuff into this that's not related. I've done this before with other people, not necessarily as much with us, but I'm bringing all kinds of other stuff. I'm bringing this thing from work into this situation. I'm bringing this, I'm bringing that, and I'm making this unnecessarily complicated. And I own that.
Sure.
I say that's what's happening here, and can we come back to this at another time? Because I just need a few minutes to just let it go.
To not punch you in the throat.
To let it go.
Right.
Let it go.
Elsa said it best.
So I don't know. That's just little random thoughts.
I mean, I think we I don't know. Like, I think that it's just like, I don't know. I just think it's really important to just, sometimes you just have to communicate what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I think I said this the other, like, in a few vlogs back. Like, it may not be the right thing to feel, or it may not be whatever, but at the end of the day, it's what you're feeling. And I think if you can come to a place where you can both just say, listen, this is what I'm feeling, and maybe that means in the moment, maybe that means if you've got two really stubborn people, you got to step away until you just calm down. But I am a big believer in that whole age-old adage, you should not go to bed angry. Like, you shouldn't carry baggage into the next day, because what ends up happening, I find, is then you wake up the next day and you're just like, you've had some distance from it and you're just like, I don't want to start all that again. Then you just end up just leaving it, and then, you know, a year later you're, you know, in the, like, you know, deodorant aisle at Target, and you're just like hashing all this crap out again that you could have just like resolved before. Anyways.
And that's all hard. Like, this is all hard things, but I think, you know, one of the evidences of love is wanting to work these things out rather than just let it go. And that, I mean, I think that's the thing is that you just have to be, oh no, you know, this is worth it to be uncomfortable or to be.
It's work. I mean, it is. It's worth it. But like, having a really healthy relationship, it's a lot of work. It's not something that you just put the simmer on and put it on the back.
Anything that's healthy is work. I mean, let's just go over to weight loss. I mean, if you got to really work it out if you want to be healthy and you want to do this. It's not just something you wake up and go, you know, I did that, I'm good. I'm good. Your relationships. No. What did I see here the other day? This had to do with friendship, but it was a tweet or something that said, your vision for a relationship doesn't match your willingness to work towards that relationship. So you want to have these great relationships and deep relationships and people that you can count on, all this kind of stuff, but you're not willing to sow into that relationship the work it takes and the self-sacrifice and to do this kind of stuff. Then you're always like, well, I want to have these kind of relationships. I see all these other people with all these kind of relationships, but you're not willing to do the work. Now, granted, it is a two-way street, don't get me wrong, but you can start with yourself. I remember when I was a kid, I thought about this the other day. I was playing like G.I. Joe. I wanted to play G.I. Joes, and all the other kids want to play something else. And my dad, and I was like, but they never want to play what I want to play. And he was like, play what they want to play, and then they'll want to play what you want to play. Start there, you know. So that's
so just
a
play
lot.
G.I. Joes, guys, or just play the other thing.
That's right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's good. Emily says they counsel people to say that good marriages don't just happen. Good kids don't just happen. It takes diligent, consistent work.
I mean,
that's good. Sid says, can y'all write a book on that? I'd read it.
Hey.
Hey. Let's see. How long are you going to be on vacation? Because it'd be hard to be away from Harper. Yes, it's the first time, so we made it kind of short. So we're going to be 4 nights, 5 days. So we'll be back on Wednesday. I think that's just enough time to be away for a significant amount of time, but not long enough to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Plus, we're all going to the beach in September for our nephew's first birthday and all that. So it's like we, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. That was a good question. Thanks, Jennifer. This is a... Oh, yeah, Jennifer asked, is there any new Patreon content coming? Yes, I'm going to actually make a video about this. Alberto, who's producing and engineering it, his mom has terminal cancer. So he had to go to Brazil, where he's from, for a month. So I was like, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. He just got back. And so we're about to kick that back up. But I'm going to, all you Patreon people that are on this too as well, I'm going to make an update on that. I should have made an update, but with the sabbatical and all that, I didn't. Because it just, you know. And
just so you know, this guy who's his engineer also just got a new job as Kid Rock's engineer. And Casey Musgrave's live sound engineer. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. And he always feels bad. And that's why I try not to press too hard. Because I was like, don't feel bad. Right. I mean, you're doing amazing. You're my friend as well, so I care about you and your wife and your family and all those kind of things. Course. So that's it. Christina found the Kids RX bars that we did. There was a new one that just popped up. Okay, let's see. I'll go to the bottom. The very bottom. Let's see. Oh, Emily got Instant Pot and a spin bike. Yeah. Peloton bike she's thinking about. A lot of people do Peloton. I've obviously never done Peloton. It's like our biggest competitor. But it's because Soul tried for so many years to try to develop a bike that would be similar to the Peloton bike that people can do at home. But if you've ever taken Soul Cycle, it just does not translate to doing it that way.
Yeah.
It's really, truly
it's
about
in the room kind of thing.
in the room, in the dark, like even today, like it's about feeling the people around you, like we move together, like the whole room moves at the same time on the same foot to the beat of the music. It's like it's an experiential kind of workout, and it doesn't really translate. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Sidge asked what songs are on repeat right now. I'll say Jason Isbell. Okay, I've really gotten into this singer-songwriter but country kind of thing.
You're gonna get two completely different.
And he has a new album, and there's a song called "If We Were Vampires." I know that sounds crazy, but it's so good. And "Last of My Kind" is a song off there. I really like that. What else? I'm gonna tell you, I really like that Cars soundtrack. Sheryl Crow, James Taylor, John Mayer. Are you kidding me? It's amazing.
I mean, it is, but oh gosh. For me, there's a new version. Y'all are gonna laugh. I mean, this is like polar opposites right here. There's a new version of. Do y'all remember that song, Thong Song? Cisco.
It's completely different.
A new version came out by a DJ, and it's with Cisco. He's like 112 years old. He still has the white hair. But it is by a DJ or DJ pair called, I think their name is Juicy, but it's JCY. Classy, I know. But anyways, it's so good. It's been like on repeat. And what else? There's something else that has been on repeat.
Do you like that Kesha?
Oh yeah, that song "Praying" by Kesha, and that song has been amazing. And "Not Woman," that song has lots of bad words in it. I always buy the clean versions of everything, by the way, on iTunes, like just so you know. And the song with Lecrae and Tori Kelly called "Find You." Find You.
Oh, that was so good.
Yes. Ooh, Taylor knows it. Yes, it's great. I'm telling you, it is like one of the best retellings of a song that it's so groovy, and I mean, it's just awesome.
Oh, Sidge just saw Jason Isbell. You know, Sidge, me and you.
Those two,
I'm telling you.
Since the beginning, they've been on the same.
I'm telling you, Sloan's here. Hi, Sloan.
Hi, Sloan.
We were going to try to get Hank and Harper at the playground this week. Didn't work out. When we get back.
We've got to do that.
We're going to do that. Wait. There's a good... Oh, somebody asked about sleeping. Christina said, do you use a method for Harper to be such a good sleeper? She's new to the vlogs. It seems like he does a great job. I have a 16-month-old who is a terrible sleeper. She needs a bottle and rock to sleep.
He does good, but I'm pretty sure professionals would be like, you guys are really messing this situation up. He used to love to be rocked to sleep, rocked and read a book in his room, and then all of a sudden he was like, I don't want to be in that chair. I don't want to read a book with Daddy. So now, and it was like this whole just thing where
one of the things is that he wanted to quit drinking milk. He was not interested in the milk, and so that was a big change.
So he doesn't drink milk ever, which is terrible. But he does have a yogurt every morning, and then I try to get the other things that have calcium in it so that he does eat some cheese. He likes the little cheese with the frozen people.
Hey, whatever works.
Hey, listen, whatever works. And then, so we've been letting him read books with us in the bed. Y'all have seen that. And we only have to read a few books, and then he lays down, we turn the lights off, and within 5 minutes he's asleep. Literally, he's asleep in like 5 minutes. And then we let him stay in there like another couple minutes, and then we just put him right in his crib, and he sleeps in there till the morning. Usually, like this morning, he slept in there till, I think I woke him up at 8:15. I finally had to wake him up because we had to go.
It did take a little while. I will say whatever that method is, that 5, 10, 15, which you guys actually helped us with when he wasn't going to sleep in his crib at night, that works tremendously. I mean... It
is so hard.
Oh my God.
It's disturbing, actually, but it works. Yeah. And you just have to set a timer. And don't just be like, oh, well, let's wait and see. Like, you need to set a timer. 5 minutes, go in there. Come back out, and maybe you have to lay them back down, tell them, and you can't talk to them a lot. You just have to, and you can't like, Harper. You just have to be like, okay, it's okay. You're going to bed. Night night. Mommy and Daddy love you. And you walk out the room. You shut the door. You let him scream for 10 minutes, and usually they definitely scream the 5 minutes. Always. The second time around, usually he would scream the full 10 minutes. You go back in, lay him back down, cover him back up. Mommy, daddy love you. We'll see you in the morning. Go and and usually in the 15-minute was where he will like, it would just scream for just like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I've heard parents say like, oh, well, my kid won't stay in the bed and whatever. You have to shut the door. Like, it's really hard. Like, sometimes they fall asleep like on the floor. Like, it's in front of the door. And it's just, I know it's so hard, but like, they'll just learn. They just learn over time. And it's gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. But as parents, you know the difference between I'm hurt, I'm sick, and a kid that just is screaming and crying because they do not want to go to bed. Like, you know what I mean?
Who was it? I heard that. This was a tweet the other day, too. Beth Moore said it wasn't related to kids so much as it was like, if I'm me, I will coddle you and I will give you so much mercy that you can't hardly handle, and that's not what you need.
Yeah, right.
And I think that applies to kids, too, and that's super hard. I mean, like, Harper was having a thing, and I called my friend John the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, Harper's having a tantrum in the next room, and he has 3 kids, and he was like, Ben, ignore that stuff.
Right.
Ignore that.
But also, like, to be fair, like, I mean, it's the same thing as the whole, like, eating thing. Every child is going to be different, and that may not work for your kid.
Day to day.
That's what we did, and that really works for him. I also really am a big believer, like, Harper always sleeps wonderfully on the days that he's gone to the playground, that he's gotten outside, that he's been able to run out some energy outside of our house. And I know we have a very flexible schedule, especially right now with Ben being that we have the ability to take him to the playground for a couple hours. But even when Ben's at work, we still make time for him to go to the playground, to really run out that energy. And then we also, like, towards bedtime, we really stick to that, like, routine, like, big time. Like, I mean, we make sure that he gets the bath, we read the books, after the bath, I go through this whole routine with him.
Yeah.
I'll have to show y'all. Maybe we'll do a bedtime routine video, but, like, I have a routine, and he knows it. We get out of the bath, we dry off, we do lotion on the body, we brush the hair, we do the saline in the nose, we do, like, all the things, the face cream, we do the thing for his scar, we put on the clothes, we brush the teeth, we get a new lovey out. Like, there's a whole routine. He knows it. He knows what comes next. And then I take him immediately in. We read the books. Like, there's no, like, going back in the living room, getting toys, watching. There's not, it's like a very, very regimented routine. And it seems to really work for him. Even though he's falling asleep technically in our bed, I know that he would, if we just put him in the bed, he would cry, but he would go to sleep. Like, I don't think, and for us, it's no big deal because we're not going to bed. So right now it's okay. And there will be a time where we have to change that, I'm sure. But right now that really works for us. And I one of my friends told me one time, she's like, listen, you can read all the blogs and all the things. If your child is healthy and happy, which Harper is, he does have his moments, but everybody does. There are so many times that I just want to lay on the floor and scream in the middle of, like, the parking lot. But I mean, like, that's just a normal thing. I think you just do what works. Yeah. You do what works. You know what I mean? Like, why create so much discord? Now, if it's something that's just your child's that's not good for your child, that's different. But if you have found a way that makes your child, like, go to sleep and it works for you in your lifestyle, then who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, who cares?
Okay, we just have a couple more minutes.
So
I'm just going to scroll through the comments from the past couple days.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Laura loves your new haircut.
Thanks.
You talked about the CD. It's coming along. We're going to get back on track with Alberto because he had the family thing. Jennifer says, congrats on the 500 subscribers. Yay, woo! We answered, how did buoys get the name? That was from Sarah. Mon said the same about the congrats on the 500 subscribers, and she just said thank you to us for doing the vlog and for, being consistent and stuff, which is,
it's just so crazy to me to think that, like, 500 people, like, were like, yeah, I'll subscribe to those people. Like, I think that's so, and I know so many people have, like, millions and 2 million YouTube subscribers, but, like, to me, I just think I don't know, like 500 seems just
it's great.
huge, especially since we've just built it from like nothing, you know, like not nothing, but like zero people,
awesome.
you know.
Those are great words. Thank you guys. And we're let's see, the 30th, which will be Sunday, will be 1 year.
1 year.
Because the 1st of August is when we started last year.
It's really interesting. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to do it, but we're definitely going to vlog in Mexico for sure.
Yeah.
As much as we can. It just depends on really how the Wi-Fi is, because if I remember last time the
Wi-Fi
was
had to do
real
it
bad.
all night. It had to upload because I was doing Don't Be the Fat Husband at the time.
Yeah, and it was so we'll
definitely be filming the whole time. But the question is, we may just do a bunch of videos when we get back. Same for I talked to your mom, and we got to help her, but she's gonna film a bunch of stuff for Harper on her new phone. She got a new iPhone.
I know my mom's
so. All right, so Janice.
My mom had an iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Like how it didn't blow up, I don't even know.
Janice says Buick's expressions are so Hannah and Olivia.
Oh my gosh, my
and
mom.
she went to Hannah's Instagram and mentioned that Milo really favors Harper Ellis and a reason pick.
It's crazy how much they look like they could be brothers. They really do.
Yeah. Sherry says she saw you had a pop socket. She got one too.
I love a pop socket.
LZ from South Africa. She says, "Come to South Africa for your 20th anniversary because it's so much cheaper. You get for every $1 you get 13 rupee. I don't remember what it is." But you can go to Amazing Safaris and see beautiful Cape Town. We have a friend, Sean and Leslie Cates. He's from
South Africa.
So he would probably
South Africa.
Yeah.
That was the worst South African accent ever.
Don't hold her to that. Elle said, "I'm sorry." Heather says, wait. They did Italy for their 10th, and it was the most. They want to do Spain for their 20th.
I want to go to Sorrento and Positano and the Amalfi Coast. Yeah. And then maybe we can go in to like Tuscany. That's
good. Janice said Harper said ball. Has he ever said that before? I think maybe tried, but that video, that was really, I mean, he did that on his own. He saw people playing basketball there and just said ball. That was, we caught that on the, we talked about the what the hell thing with Emily.
I also, for those of you ladies that are interested, I'm going to film outfits of the day when I'm there because I've done not a ton of shopping, but I have found some great, cheap things that are great for like the end of summer. And for those of you who might be going on the cruise, it's stuff I'm all going to take on the cruise. Like I got some like great bathing suits and like a lot of mix and match kind of stuff. So I'm very excited about that. So I'll be.
It's good. You guys have all such good. Oh, Emily asked, did I get native shoes? Yes, just like Harper's.
I was like, because Ben was wearing these Vans, and his Vans would come home, and first of all, those Vans are ruined. They are so like wet and nasty from being getting wet all the time. I was like, well, and he was like, well, my shoes are all getting ruined because they get so wet. And I was like, well, we can get you some shoes like Harper's and playground shoes. So we got him some natives.
Awesome. Zach said, love the fitness plan. Sounds good. All right, I think that's our brush through that. Let's go back live chat one more time.
One more time. One more thing I want to tell you guys. If you are interested, I'm putting this bee in your bonnet.
Put the bee in there.
October 1st. Which is
that's the question. Yeah. Chris says, what is the spin thing she's doing October 1st? Do you do that every year?
It's Sunday. It's called Sports Bra Challenge. It's for men, women, everybody. Everybody. If you have legs, you can come. If you don't have legs, you can come, actually. That was a little insensitive. But basically, it's a whole day put on by the Movement Foundation, which was founded by my friend Jenny Gaither. And long story short, it's a fundraising event. There are 2 SoulCycle classes outside in Union Square, right in the center of New York City. It's incredible. So you get to experience a SoulCycle class. You get all the money that you either raise or that you pay for your bike. It all goes to this charity, which is a charity that celebrates and does programming for young men and women in schools to encourage movement. And Heather Nathan said, yes, you have to wear a sports bra. That's the kicker. But let me tell you, it is people of every shape, every size, every fitness ability. It is the most empowering. Like if you, I taught a spin class, I taught sports bra challenge in a sports bra 5 weeks after I had Harper. I mean, I was still just like hanging out everywhere. My body had not even put itself back together, and I still felt like $1 million because the whole point is just to celebrate where you are, who you are, whatever skin that you've got. It is like one of the most empowering, amazing days ever. So if you're interested in it, it's, I believe, the movementfoundation.org. We could put the link in the description bar. And I am teaching the class at noon, I believe, with Jenny Gaither and Ayana Curtis. Jenny and I are both senior instructors at SoulCycle. Ayana is a master instructor. It is, so you get to experience a SoulCycle class and one that I'm team teaching with 2 other amazing SoulCycle
outside in
so,
New York.
Outside New York.
Good.
So I know Sidge, did she come up? Sidge came in, did she do it? I can't remember, Sidge, if you did it. I think, I can't remember either. I mean, I believe she did with her friend, I think that was part of what, like, anyways, some of you have done it before, so come again. It's October 1st. On that note, we are going to go because Target is going to close.
Hartford, Emily's little boy said hi. He's waving. Lucy said, where's Harper? You couldn't explain to her.
Harper is at home watching cars.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry for the technical difficulties again. I hope everybody got logged. I think they did. I don't know if Robin got it because I was looking at comments on the other video. But always the plan is if the connection goes bad, then we just start over. So always go back to the main channel page, youtube.com/wearethewards, and it'll show you the most current live thing. We love all you guys.
Maybe if we get halfway decent service, we could do a live thing in Mexico.
Yeah, that'll be fun. If their Wi-Fi, their Wi-Fi may be better this time. But thank you guys so much. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. We'll be having lots of fun. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If we don't see you, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.